Régis, can I just ask you first about, I've noticed at the Stadium of Light this season there's been a sort of change in tradition or superstition, if you like, at kick-off. Sunderland are now kicking off defending the Roker end when traditionally they've always wanted to do that in the second half. Is that a conscious decision taken this season?
Not really. Yeah, it happened, yes, and so far it was mainly positive for us, but it wasn't a conscious decision. Yeah.
Does it become a bit superstitious?
Not really. No, I'm not like that.
It's working though. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Canal Plus have filmed a feature with the French players here, and Granit Xhaka appears in the feature as well, and he mentions you as being the second Arsene Wenger. I'm wondering what you think about that platitude.
I think Arsene Wenger was a big man in England and a really experienced manager, really successful. So I think it's positive if Granit can compare my profile with his profile, but at the same time we just want to be ourselves, and it's positive to have good feedbacks, but to that let's move forward.
Wilson Isidore has talked a little bit about in the past that he can play for France or he can play for Haiti. Has he had that conversation with you recently now, with Haiti qualifying for the World Cup, about whether he's going to decide to pledge his allegiance to them?
No, I didn't discuss this topic with him at the minute. Could be an interesting opportunity for him, but we'll see. Yeah.
And other players for the African Cup of Nations coming up, that starts on December the 21st. It's a week after the derby. Have you had conversations with the African contingent about when you can release them, when they're going to go?
It's not official at the minute, so it's mainly a direct conversation with every staff, and it's not done at the minute.
Would you like them to stay for the derby?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, are you allowed to keep them, if you see what I mean? Is there a rule stipulating they have to go by a certain day?
I don't think we have a specific rule, because it's not a FIFA period, a proper FIFA period, but at the same time we want to be well aligned for the club. It's important to have our players available, and we know that the national team, the African Cup, is really important for them, so it's a balance. And I think with Flo, we try to have a clear and direct conversation with every coaching staffs, and so far it works well.
Habib Diarra is one of those players. Obviously he's coming back from injury. Is there a possibility you may be able to keep him here for his rehab?
I think for Habib and for our players in general, it's really important to take care of his health, and his rehab is in progress, and I think we are in a good place, but we don't want to rush the process, because we'll need Habib for the second part of the season in his best shape, and if it's too early to restart with his national team, and we can damage his health and his profile and so on, we won't take risks, but we'll see.
Talking of rehab, two players who are making their comebacks, Dennis Serkin and Romain Mundle. You've been building up Dennis's minutes, and Romain, I assume they'll both play against Sporting Lisbon, will they, tonight?
Yeah. 90 minutes for Dennis and 45 for Leo and Romain. Yeah, and good news for them.
Is there a possibility of any of them being involved or going to Fulham at the weekend? You sort of hinted Mundle.
No, it's too early.
Too early.
Yeah.
And talking of Fulham, mixed start to the season. Good at home. Not good news for you, but the way that you've been defying the odds this season.
Yeah, they are really efficient at home. They can create chances in different ways. They are really proactive. Good side, good players, good experience from the coaching staff. So really efficient. I don't really understand why they struggle away, but we won't play away. So it's not the main topic for this game. So another tough challenge. We know that in this Premier League we can't play an easy game. It doesn't exist, and this one will be another tough one.
Chris Rigg almost broke a record there a few years ago by becoming the youngest scorer in the FA Cup. I think he was only 15 at the time the goal was chalked off, so an emotional return for him if he's in the squad, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's doing well. He had a good international break with the England and 19th team, so he's in a good shape. We'll see.
Thank you. Régis, how do you view these international breaks? Because obviously you've got into it with a really good bit of momentum, 4 matches unbeaten, and then obviously the squad is disrupted, a lot of players away playing in big matches. Is it nice to have a little bit of a break, or would you have rather just kept going on with the game? How does it affect you?
We don't have the choice, so we tried with the coaching staff to analyze deeply the last sequence of games and just to consolidate what went right, so we can reinforce and we can show as well to the players this is our strength, so keep going. And we analyzed deeply as well the weaknesses, if I can say like that, because a team like Arsenal tested our limits, and it's really interesting to understand what was the not the weakness but the limit of defensive deep block, for example, because their second half was really interesting. They created overloads, more mobility, and we struggled to manage that spell. So it's a good thing, I think, to face just this limit, to understand and to implement 1 or 2 ideas around this topic. So in a normal week, it's not easy to do that, but when you have 2 weeks like that, you have the possibility to manage this part. So positive in that way, a bit negative in the other way because you don't have the full squad, but we know that they enjoy playing with their national team and they can refresh their mind as well, so we'll see.
How's Ronaldo? I think Mozambique said that he had an injury. Is that the case?
Yeah, he felt discomfort on an hamstring, which is not serious. He had a previous injury a few years ago. So it's more something related to an old injury than a new injury. So we'll be fine.
We'll be fine, yeah. And Omar Alderete had an interesting time away with Paraguay. What did you make of that?
Omar is like that. He can react a bit quickly to some events. So it's a bad news from one side because he had the opportunity to play again, to get some minutes, and it wasn't possible. At the same time, he was connected with his national team, so we'll see.
I noticed also in the last week or so, you've been linked with Matteo Guendouzi of Lazio. I think his name was linked with the club again in the summer as well. Is there any interest in that player? It looks like he's out of favour at Lazio at the moment ahead of the January transfer window.
Yeah, it's too early to speak about the next transfer window. We still have connections with players, and Matteo is one of these players because I worked with him in Lorient, so we stay connected. But the minute, nothing. It's too early.
Might struggle to get into your midfield the way they're playing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We have really good midfielders, so we'll see.
Afternoon, Régis. You talked about international breaks now. There isn't another one until March. Are you a little bit glad about that?
Yeah, the next sequence will be intense. Without a break. So probably it will define massively the output of the season. It's really important. So the start to the season is important, but this part is like the main course, probably. And we like it. I think because we wanted to be in the Premier League for that reason. We want to face the best sides in the league and to test our limit, to challenge ourselves, to learn. we might struggle at times, and I think it's just normal. But we might be good as well. So without being overconfident. So it's part of the process, of the learning process, and we're looking forward to play those games.
You talked about the draw against Arsenal there, of course. Brian Brobby got the equaliser solid. How close are we to seeing the best of Brian? Because obviously he's had to work on his fitness, hasn't he, and adjust.
Yeah, he's getting better. We can feel it. I think it was really clear during this part of the game. He feels confident. He feels quick, sharp, and he's close to his best level, I think, now. And it's positive for the squad. It's positive for the competition, this position, and for the depth of the squad as well, because we'll play many games. And if you know that you have maybe one starter and the second one is ready, the third one is ready, then you can change the game after. It's really positive. So good news for us.
Granted, may have likened you to Arsene Wenger, but you've been getting a lot of praise this season in the Premier League for your tactical decisions, your ability to just change things on the fly. Do you feel like with every passing game, especially against the teams like Arsenal, that you're getting better as a manager?
Yeah, absolutely. As a staff, as a squad as well, because when you play against the best sides, you can feel the quality, and so every decision can have an effect, really clear effect. At the same time, I think we, as a coaching staff, as a manager, we manage the quality of our players. So with them, if you give an information, you give an impulse, they react really quickly. So it's a connection between the squad and the manager and the coaching staff.
Just finally, I'm sure you saw, but the lettering's gone up in the Stadium of Light over the last few days under the Association of Football Club. It's gone very, very big with the fans on social media. Some people might look at that and say, well, it's quite a small thing. Can you understand why it's such a big thing for Sunderland fans to feel that connection?
Yeah, I think it's part of it's a big part of the identity of the club, and at home, I think if we had this success so far. Our fans, the stands, the atmosphere in the stadium, we can feel it's really important for the output of the game to manage just the extra drive that can make the difference. For example, this goal against Arsenal, we felt our fans behind us, and just this little detail can help the players. We don't know how and when, but it's very important. Yeah, I agree.
Good afternoon. As AFCON gets closer, do you have your plan in place for losing those key players? And I guess, how easy is it for those players that have been on the bench to step in and keep performing at the level that you have been?
I think we are working step by step, and after every game, we have some different variations in our dynamic, and I think we have now good news with Denis, with Romain, with Leo, and so on. So 3-4 Luke, who is on the bench right now but didn't play, Dan on the bench but didn't play. So we'll have this depth to manage this period, and they will have their opportunities. Didn't play in the Premier League before, but it was the case for our squad when we started this season. So we are confident, and they know the system. They are really well connected with the squad. So for me, I'm confident. After that, we'll have to experience the Premier League with this setup.
Is it coming into your thinking in these games in the run-up, like Fulham, to maybe get a few more minutes to those players who are going to step up for you?
Not really, because I think this league is so demanding that it's really difficult to manage in 1, 2, or 3 weeks. Just manage the next 15 minutes properly, and we'll see. So it's really adaptive in real time, and try to have your resources available, and then manage in real time, because it's so unpredictable, so tough, that it's difficult to manage plans over 2 or 3 weeks. Not possible.
And just finally, for me, you talked a bit about the work, the analysis of the Arsenal game that you've done over the break. Did you enjoy that break, or have you just been desperate to get to that next game?
Yeah, I like this period because the rhythm is a bit different, and I think as a manager, as a coaching staff, we need to refresh our minds as well. So I think for the next period, we'll need this energy. So I think it was important for us. Yeah, really.
Régis, just a quick one from me. Obviously, the international break had the chance to sort of reflect. You could say, when you kind of look back to the start of the season and to now, did you think a place in the top four at this point of the season was something that would be
Before the season, I didn't have a specific expectation, a specific target. The only one is to stay in the league, and more or less you'll need 40 points. After that, I don't want to fix a limit before. Experience the league, try your best, and we'll see. So the table, I think the margin between the fourth or the fifth position and the 10th is really thin. So you lose 2 games and you can be 10th on the table. So it means that it's really close on the table. So it doesn't mean anything at the minute, unless it means that we have 19 points, which is positive.
Régis, your home form was always going to be important this season, given the backing of the crowd and Stadium of Light. But you've proven that you can win away from home. So looking in regards to the games you had against Forest and Chelsea, what was the preparation like for those games, and what went well in terms of enacting what you wanted in them?
I think for every fixture, the key pillar is to work together, and it's not easy after 2 weeks away or a bit without the same level of connection to restart again, being well connected. It's important to defend properly. Otherwise, especially against Fulham, they have so many threats. If you are just a bit open on one side, in the middle, I don't know where, they will punish you really quickly. So defending properly, with consistency, with good connections will be key once again. And after that, we have to keep improving the way we build up the play, because I think if we are a bit more consistent, a bit more, how can I say this? We conceded many turnovers against Everton, for example. We conceded the first goal against Arsenal on a cheap turnover as well. If we are a bit more efficient on that part of the game, I think we'll be able to be more effective in the final third, because we have qualities. So different objectives.
You go into this game against Fulham, though, even though they're an established Premier League club, knowing you can get something because you've had those experiences at Forest and Chelsea?
Yes, I think we are building our confidence progressively, but at the same time, everything is fragile. So it's always like a reset, and it's like our first game in the Premier League. I think we have to have this mindset. Otherwise, if you think that only because you were successful before, it's enough to win the next point, doesn't work like that.
And do you think teams are all starting to change the way they approach to face you? And if anything, is that changing how you then have to approach them because of the results you've had this season?
With the repetition of games, I think with the video analyst, the data analysis now, you can learn from a bigger sample size. So you understand the way the teams are able to create chances and how they can be vulnerable in different sides. So it works for every team, so it's not only for us.